Okay, so looking at harder Naplan questions again, looking at questions that definitely less than half got it right, and these ones could be even harder than that. So have a look, and there's a little formula, see how we go. Press pause when you're ready to come back live. So this is question 30, this is the second last question of the calculator ones. Okay, so you might have had a look at it. So we don't know the value of n, so h equals 0.5 n minus 1. But we know that h is 300, so 300 equals 0.5 n minus 1. So to get rid of the 0.5, you divide, equals n minus 1. 300 divided by half is 600, equals n minus 1. Okay, so we got down to 600 equals n times n minus 1. So what this means is some number, a number n multiplied by 1 less than that same number equals 600. So again, the best strategy is we know the answer is 600, so 25 times 24 equals 600 just by trial and error, and that gives you the value of the number and 1 less than the number, so the number answer must be 25. Okay, so it's just trial and error. Technically, this forms what's called a quadratic equation, but you haven't done those in Year 9, so it's just guess and check to work out a number multiplied by 1 less to equal 600. So it's just quickly use your calculator and have a go. Okay, so looking at the next question, okay, this was a killer. Only 3% of kids got it right, so have to think about it. There's a block in there. Okay, and when you're ready, come back. Okay, so we've got different numbers. So again, we need to have the same number because it's a cube. So, like for instance, if I have a 3 and a 3 and a 2 and a 2 and a 2, and then stack it up that way because they're all 1 centimeters. Okay, so I can get a 6 by 6 by 6 centimeters each direction. So the volume will be 6 by 6 by 6, which is 216 centimeters cubed. Okay, so you're going 3 that way, 2, 2, 2, and then you're going to stack it up 1 centimeter high, so stack up 6 that way. So that's 6 by 6 by 6. Okay, so this one again, it's another killer question. Only 3% of kids got it right, so this is a really hard one. We've got a calculator, so hopefully we'll have a go. Okay, so one thing that we have to know, for instance, if we've got a metre area, that could be a metre times a metre to give you a metre squared. So that's 1,000 millimetres and 1,000 millimetres. So that means that we've got 1,000,000 millimetres squared is the same as 1 metre squared. So it's not straightforward. And then we have 1,000,000 divided by 841 because it's not a 1 by 1 necessarily. This one's going to be 841 times something equals 1,000,000. So we just divide, and on calculator, 1,000,000 divided by 841 equals 1189 to the nearest millimetre. Okay, that's why that one's a bit harder. And got a couple more questions to go. So again, looking at a hard question, only 2% got it right. So this is a really quite difficult question. Have a look and see how you go. Okay, so when I did it, I was looking at trying to make it a little bit easier to think about. So I'm looking at maybe a quarter of the shape, and then whatever answer I get for this bottom section, I'll just multiply by 4. Okay, so I've got, instead of having the whole shape being 20 by 20, I've got 10 by 10. And draw that across, draw that down. Okay, so they're the shaded areas. So that shaded area could come into there. So that shaded area is the same as that. And so when you look at all of them, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And 3/8 of them are shaded. So that's going to be the same for the whole shape. So 3/8 of each corner will be shaded. So then for the whole shape, it's 20 by 20, which is 400 millimeters squared. So 3/8 are shaded. So what is the area of the shaded part, the grey shape? So 3/8 times 400. 8 goes into 45, so it goes 0, and 3 times 50 is 150. So that's the answer to the shaded shape. And that was the last question in the paper on that year. Okay, got one more question to go. Okay, so travel times, it's question 30, so it's the second last question in the paper. Just be systematic, work out all the ways to get from A to E, and just work out the lowest time. Okay, so to get from A to E, I can go A, B, E, I can go A, C, D, E, and I could go A, B, C, D, E, but that's going to be longer than A, D, E. I could go A, B, D, E. Okay, so I've just done all the different trips. So we're looking at what's the shortest. So these are the travel times. So we've got 16 minutes plus 24 minutes equals 40 minutes. From A to C is 14. From C to D is 8. And from D to E is 15. 22, 27, that's 37 minutes. And the last one, from A to B is 16. From B to D is 5, and then from D, so that's 36 minutes. So I reckon that's the closest answer. So what's the shortest answer? I reckon it's 36 minutes. If you get a different answer, I'm happy to be corrected, but I think that's the right answer. Okay, and I think that's the last question, and that's it. That is. So I hope you enjoyed Naplan Hard questions.